This video is to demonstrate how to process a CSV file that has been downloaded from the Trimble or any data collector in the format PNEZD, comma delimited. First thing you want to do is take your download file and save the original in a safe place on your computer. Here I've designated a folder, files from Ismail, and these are the various folders. The project I'm going to use today is this CSV file here. So you always want your data download files to be safe. You don't want to modify the data download file. So you will copy the file from your original download spot and move it to where you want to process the data. So now I have the processed data here. I can quickly change the name to an O next to it or anything I want to designate it as an office file. From there we would go and have our Carlson Survey Autodesk file open, and we're going to create a new drawing, and we're going to use the Ellis template and the Ellis field to finish files, which you would have already saved in a specific spot on your computer. So it would be a file, new, and you would go to wherever it is on your computer you have saved the template file and open it. And then this comes up, just cancel. Not sure what the problem is there. And then show process graphics, OK. Now you want to set your drawing file to wherever on your computer you have your drawing file saved. And in this case, I have it under Projects AutoCAD. I have a special folder set up for testing raw data. I want it in the drawing file. And I'm going to name this file probably the project number and FTF processing. Maybe the file number and then the date. It's whatever helps you remember what you are working with. And then we want to open that. Now we're not, there's a new drawing name. It looks best at a 40 scale, doesn't have to be. We use a predefined grid, which is NAD 83 2011. This only really matters if you have GPS data in it as well. Then next. And this is where we tell it where we want to keep our data file. I always like to keep it in the same folder in a special subfolder called survey data. That way I know it's always there. So there's my projects. There's the 112 project we're working on, and there's a survey data folder. We'll save it there, and then it's named the same thing as the drawing file. It just has a CRD on the end. And we're not going to try to import points from anything. Well, yes, we will. We'll go ahead and directly import the text ASCII file now. So you want to select Imports from Text ASCII file and then hit Next. Now you want to go to your files. And here I'm already in the subdirectory. You may have the first time browse or find your subdirectory where you saved the data file. I'll just do it here. I know it's in survey data, and I know it says P3291 section 2 TSC5 Office CSV. I'm going to open that. Select it again and hit open. At this point, I want to process the field to finish file. So the file selected, that's the coordinate order, P point number, northing, easting, elevation description, and it's in the comma delimited format. There's a comma there. There's a sample of the data. You don't have to add any of that in. You don't have the wildcard's fine. Range of points. If you just want to process today's work, you can put a range of point numbers in there from 3,000 to 4,000, or you can just type and do it all, or you can just do as many as you want. But it's completely up to you. I'm just going to process all of them. So process options, we want to draw, locate points. We're not going to assign groups yet. Point protect on or off. I'm not sure that it matters. Store to coordinate file, the current one, which is the one we have here. And then OK. So it read in 3,753 points to this CRD file. So now we want to go to field to finish. Just hit next. We do want to split all multiple codes. And here, this is the range of points. That's all of them. We want points, line symbols. At this point, we don't really need 3D faces. It saves time if you don't check it. These can be blank, no layer prefixes. We should erase existing field to finish in case this is a redo. Here on your code table, this is the code table that I sent you in the email. And you set it, and then you'll have to go find it. So you'll have to browse to wherever you save that file. And I've put mine in the same folder where I processed your data, file 112, and I put it under FTF file, LS Codes 2026, or whatever the current field to finish file is. We're going to open that. And then at this point, we're going to do the report code points right here at the bottom of the screen. If you select this, and then you choose data points in the middle, and only report undefined point codes, this is going to identify any codes in your file that are not in our field definition files. So I'm going to do that, and there it is. So basically in this file, we have 255 points that aren't correct, that are not in our field code. So you go into, find out what's going on here. So this PNT Rock 2 is not a code. If you check with us, we possibly can make it, or we can make it a code if that's what works best. Otherwise, you'll need to figure out what this code should be, and then go into the CSV file and correct it. For example, here's a 01. We don't have a code 01. So we need to figure out what that is and either delete the point out of the point file or get a correct number for it. Here, this error happens all the time. It's in your data collector. It's a wrong code. This is a pedestal telephone, and I believe PED space TEL is the correct code. But you can check with Jable or look at our codes and figure that out. So you see they're pretty much all the same. There's a way that we can fix all of these at the same time in AutoCAD, but at this point, with this many, we want to just cancel out of this and cancel this. And then I'm in the video here, and I'll start another one to show you how to fix those simply in AutoCAD.